Hey, thanks for your support. I do appreciate, and if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe now. Come to another episode of Bible study. Let's dive into Genesis 39. Have you ever wondered why some people rise to the top even in difficult situations? What is the secret of their success? Joseph had been taken to Egypt. Potiphar, one of Pharaoh's Egyptian officials and captain of the guard, bought him from the Ishmaelites who had taken him there. And Joseph found himself in a strange land, far away from his family and friends, enslaved in a foreign country. But despite these circumstances, Joseph never forgot God, and this made all the difference. The Bible says that the Lord was with Joseph, so he became a successful man. He worked in the house of his Egyptian master. Joseph's master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord made everything he did successful. Potiphar liked Joseph so much that he made him his trusted servant. He put him in charge of his household and everything he owned. From that time on, the Lord blessed the Egyptian's household because of Joseph. So, the Lord's blessing was on everything Potiphar owned in his house and in his fields. So, he left all that he owned in Joseph's care. He wasn't concerned about anything except the food he ate. Joseph was well built and handsome, and not long after this, his master's wife began to desire Joseph. She said, "Come to bed with me." But Joseph refused and said, "My master doesn't concern himself with anything in the house. He trusts me with everything he owns. No one in this house is greater than I. He's kept nothing back from me except you, because you're his wife. How could I do such a wicked thing and sin against God?" Although she kept asking Joseph day after day, he refused to go to bed with her or be with her. One day he went into the house to do his work, and none of the household servants were there. She grabbed him by his clothes and said, "Come to bed with me." But he ran outside and left his clothes in her hand. When she realized that he had gone but had left his clothes behind, she called her household servants and told them, "Look, my husband brought this Hebrew here to fool around with us. He came in and tried to go to bed with me, but I screamed as loud as I could. As soon as he heard me scream, he ran outside and left his clothes with me." She kept Joseph's clothes with her until his master came home. Then she told him the same story. "The Hebrew slave you brought here came in and tried to fool around with me. When I screamed, he ran outside and left his clothes with me." When Potiphar heard his wife's story, especially when she said, "This is what your slave did to me," he became very angry. So Joseph's master arrested him and put him in the same prison where the king's prisoners were kept. While Joseph was in prison, the Lord was with him. The Lord reached out to him with his unchanging love and gave him protection. So the warden placed Joseph in charge of all the prisoners who were in that prison. Joseph became responsible for everything that they were doing. The warden paid no attention to anything under Joseph's care, because the Lord was with Joseph and made whatever he did successful. God's presence makes a difference. Even in slavery or suffering, God's presence brings favor, fruitfulness, and peace. In every circumstance, integrity is tested most when no one is watching. Joseph had every reason to give in. He was far from family. No one would know. He was a slave and could justify it as survival. Yet he remained pure in heart and loyal to God. Fleeing temptation is sometimes the only righteous response. Joseph didn't negotiate or debate. He ran away. Sometimes the wisest action is not resistance, but escape. Injustice may prevail temporarily, but God still sees. Joseph is punished for doing what's right. This is a common experience for faithful believers. Yet God's hand remains on him, and he continues to elevate Joseph even in the darkest places. Your character can shine even in chains. In prison, Joseph remained diligent, trustworthy, and excellent in service. Circumstances don't define character. Response does. Thank for you sacrificing your precious time to watch today's episode of Bible Study. Kindly remember to join us by subscribing, liking our videos, and sharing your thoughts in the comment section, and also by sharing with your beloved family and friends. Shalom.